Coming to you live from Southern California, Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. First pitch coming at you right after the break. So almost ready to get underway. And on the hill for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani.
It's got that splitter, and it's a pitch that swings and misses, come fast, and they come often. Very difficult to pick up out of his hand.
And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. This one in the air, center field. Edman hauls it in, and there's one away. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. Big challenge for them today as they take on a pitcher who brings electric stuff and really racks up the strikeouts.
Yeah, and it's all about making good contact against a pitcher like this. You're not going to get very many pitches to hit in an at-bat, maybe even in a game. So you've got to be ready, zoned in the spot where you think you've got the best chance and jump all over it. Might be the first pitch in the at-bat, so you better walk up there ready from the jump. If they can make early, consistent contact, I think they'll have a much better shot against him.
1 out, base is empty. Misses off the plate. And now 2-0. Just off the inside edge. That's ball 4. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
Anthony Santander at the plate. He has, as they like to say,
let me guess, Boog, light tower power.
That's right. And takes low for ball 1. Ohtani measures 6 feet 4 inches, 210 pounds, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Love to see it. Power versus power right there.
And there's a ball.
2 strikes. Three and 2.
In the dirt. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Went back to the sweeper, and it was effective. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That misses. Ball 1. Vladdy needs just 1 hit to reach 200 for the season.
Pretty impressive the year he's put together. 200 hits doesn't happen by accident, and there are some years nobody reaches 200 at all. Props to him for getting this far.
And it's 1-1.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that swing so reminiscent of his dad. Lots of pop. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. And they jump out front. It's 2-0.
Man, he looks like his dad out there hitting home runs. You see how he stays square to the plate. He takes a breaking ball that's away, gets around it, gets it up in the air, and hits a long home run. Not exactly the way that you teach it in the cage, but you'll take the result.
Base is empty with 2 away. Will Wagner now at the plate. Pitch
Ball,
misses
that's out.
outside, and it's 1-0. Two down, nobody on. There's a strike.
1-1.
The 1-1 is fouled off. 2 outs, base is empty. And that's
Ball, that's
off
in.
the inside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And ring him off, says Patrick Johnson. That's a strikeout. The Jays get a pair on this homer. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here at Chavez Ravine. And towing the slab in this one, Kevin Gossman.
4-pitch guy. He's got some options to work with in terms of keeping hitters off balance. So we'll see how he decides to utilize those weapons through this start here, and whether or not he's able to mix them all in early, or if he wants to hold something back a little bit later, maybe second, third time through the order, and give them something they haven't seen. It's tough when you know a guy's got that in his back pocket. As a hitter, you really have to stay on your toes.
Mookie Betts leading things off and takes a strike.
Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Zips it to first, and a quick out, number 1. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Trailing by a couple of runs already, and I'm sure they'd like to erase that deficit quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to let this deficit get into your head and you're trying to just make up the difference with one swing and you really don't have the base runners on. You've got to contribute, keep the line moving, and all of a sudden you have a big inning, everything shifts, and you find yourself in the driver's seat.
And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. That's going back. Back some more. And it's off the batter's eye. And they're on the scoreboard. It's 2-1.
That's exactly what this crowd wanted to see in this spot. He blasted that pitch. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Base is empty, 1 away, and here's Freddie Freeman. Just missed. Gosman, not a big strikeout guy, but still very effective as far as starting pitchers go. One of those guys that involves the defense and really gets them involved in the action. In the air, right side. Springer there makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football. He moves the ball around all the quadrants of the strike zone and will add and subtract velocity. And because of that, he gets the weak contact. It's all about missing the barrel of the bat.
And here it comes. On the corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. It seems like this type of guy is kind of a dying breed nowadays.
Well, exactly. When teams are looking for high velocity, high strikeout rates, a guy like this doesn't necessarily do that. So in order to really appreciate how good he is, you have to.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. The Dodgers do get one back on the solo home run. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. And now the catcher comes up to him, Alejandro Kirk. Ohtani back to work.
That's a ball. 1-0.
Soft contact in the air, and it falls. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
Here's Andres Jimenez. That one fouled off. Kirk gets his lead at first with nobody out. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count is 0-2. Popped up to the left into foul ground. And there's one down. Ernie Clement next up for the Blue Jays. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone. Muncy, there's one. On to Freeman, double play, inning over. No runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left. Down to the bottom of the second. Blue Jays 2, and the Dodgers 1. And we're back. Bottom half of inning number 2. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith.
And I think that skill set really upgrades the position, because when you have that kind of speed, it makes the whole team that much better.
In there at the knees for a strike. What about him playing another position on defense, one that would require a little more range?
Absolutely. And I think if push came to shove where they had to make a move during a game, it'd surprise a lot of people. You might even be able to put him in center field.
Nope. That's inside.
Swings and misses. One out.
Well, that slider down and away, it's just kind of a slow death. With 2 strikes, you're looking to protect, and halfway to the plate, you know you've committed, and you know you're going to have no chance of touching it. Tell you what, sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
Here comes Max Muncy. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Just missed.
Ball 2.
I think it's very important to establish the inside part of the plate early. Sets the tone for the rest of the game.
The bit behind with that swing. It's strike 1.
As a hitter, you got to learn something from that pitch. He clearly wasn't timed up on the fastball. In a 2-0 count, you have to be ready to do damage.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
Well, they just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
One down, base is empty. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. That's inside and a good at bat, ball 4.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
Runner on at first with one gone. Andy Pajes digs in now. Ball 1, no strikes.
Count 1-0.
Man at first, one away. Fastball for a strike.
And that's a great take right there. Even though it's a strike, with the situation, runner on first base, you want to keep the ball off the ground. And you swing at that pitch, most likely you roll into a double play.
On the ground. And it finds its way through for a hit. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, one out. Michael Conforto will climb in. First pitch misses.
He's looking for a ground ball to get a double play and out of this jam.
The 1-0. Strike one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
High fly ball down the left field line. Brings it in. And there's 2 down. Now it's the second baseman, Hae-Sung Kim.
In the grand scheme of things, this at-bat might not feel important because it's early, but it could create a domino effect for things to come. Control what you can here and have a strong at-bat.
That catches the corner. Ground ball right side. Jimenez throw to first. Inning over. Dodgers strand a couple. They're down 2-1. Back here in LA, here's the center fielder, Nathan Lucas. And that is downstairs. And that is ball 1. Out to short, Betts. Whips it across and one away in the top of the 3rd. Here's George Springer. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, and he just misses. Just missed. They're now 2 balls and a strike.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
And there's the strike.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, guys aren't touching it.
Misses the zone for a ball. That was the sweeper. Blows the high heat past him. That's a strikeout.
Typically that high fastball, if it's close to the top of the strike zone, a hitter, if he's prepared for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
2 outs. Headed down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Up and in. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Hit in the air, right field. Nabs it, and that is that. Bottom of the inning, stepping in, the slugging shortstop, Mookie Betts. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
1-1.
And a base hit right there. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman. He's already homered here in this one. And that one fouled off. Tying run is at first here in the last half of the 3rd. Hit on the ground, might be 2. To Jimenez. Over to first, safe.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
Here's Freddie Freeman now. Gausman throws over. That's off the inside corner. Ball 1. Edman at first, 1 gone. Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Safe at second with a stolen base.
When your catcher's not a great thrower, you have to do a better job at controlling the running game. And that's throwing over, that's stepping off, doing whatever you can to try to keep that base stealer's rhythm off. Well, they weren't able to do it right there. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment, or players are going to be running all game.
Fouled off left side. Runner at second here, 1 gone. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Tosses to first. Freeman is out. There's 2 away. Edman up to third on the wild pitch.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Hernandez in the box now. Takes strike 1.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
Swing and a foul back, and that's out of play. 2 outs with a runner at third. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Runner from third in to score. And it's an RBI single. It's 2-2.
Big RBI for him right there. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And up to the plate is Will Smith. Struck out swinging his first time. Pitch misses. 1-0.
1-0.
That one missed. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Tied up here in the early going. That one 95 to finish him off. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit, and we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. Back here at Dodger Stadium, and now the big-time power threat, Anthony Santander. Santander measures 6 feet 2 inches, 230 pounds, and he was a second-round pick back in 2016. That misses the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the sweeper, but it missed.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Next offering is down low.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Hard ground ball, base knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now. He's already homered in this game. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Nobody out, runner at first.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Couple of singles back to back. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
And now to the plate. Here's the Toronto DH, Will Wagner. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. That one hooked foul.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. And now, Alejandro Kirk, 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
0-1's the count.
Santander at second. Guerrero at first. 1 gone. Two on, 1 out. That one just misses.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way. So credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
Andres Jimenez next up for the Blue Jays. Popped out and fouled ground first time through. Fly ball to right. Pajes settles underneath it, and that's the 3rd out. A couple of hits in the inning, but they can't get him home. On now to the bottom of the 4th. We are tied 2-2. Ready to go, bottom 4. Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. There's the strike up high, and it's 0-1.
You know, these Dodgers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They're doing a good job of working the pitch count, and they've been able to push a couple of runs across to score as well.
0-2 is the count.
Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Still relatively early, but with the pair of runs already on the board, the ripple effect of that high pitch count might set them up to do more damage later in this game.
That's too low, and it's 2-2. That one almost got him. Muncy hits a high fly ball, right field. Springer drop step going back. Onto the track, and he makes the catch. So up next, Andy Pajes, and he's already singled in this game. Just missed. The 1-0. Fouled off. He was late. Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
And a swing and a miss. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill.
Well, that's the effect of the splitter that you're looking for on the mound. Really nice pitch right there, and had him out in front over the top. I'm sure the batter was thinking he was getting something else, perhaps a fastball with a little more straight and velo to it.
The batter will be Michael Conforto. Flied to left his first time. And that is out of play. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Ball one there. Two down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Dodgers go down quietly. Score remains deadlocked at 2-2. We go to the top of the fifth. Leading off, Ernie Clement. Ohtani back to work. And delivers outside.
Well, these Jays need to bring up the quality of their bats and specifically their swings. Just one extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. Yeah, that's outside.
1 strike.
It's a leadoff walk, and that's the go-ahead run.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Go-ahead run on base. Lucas, the next to hit. Grounded out his first time up.
Well, you got to give him credit out there on the mound. This outing started off a little shaky, but he's found a way to settle in and turn this into a pretty good start. Kind of shows you a lot about his mental makeup as a pitcher.
This one popped up. Muncy. 1 away. And the batter is George Springer. First pitch doesn't find the zone. That's a strike across the top of the zone.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Next offering is fouled back. Clement stands at first with 1 out.
Ball 2.
This one in the dirt.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Bo Bichette up to the dish. Right through there for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Checks over to first, back safely. 2 gone, but the go-ahead run is at first. And we're at the top of the 5th. There's a swing and a drive. Hernandez going back. Makes the catch on the edge of the track. So it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. Home half of the fifth coming up. We are tied 2-2. Back here at Chavez Ravine, ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in is the speedy Haesung Kim. That misses. Ball one.
You know, these Dodgers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
High fly ball, right field. And George makes the grab. So the batting order turns over. Now it's the shortstop, Mookie Betts. That is upstairs for ball one.
Ball two. 2 balls, no strike.
Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Turns and fires to Betts. Hit hard on the ground to short. Mookie retired, 2 down. Tommy Edman at the plate. And the first pitch misses for ball one. That's down and in. Two-0. Right side, and that is Springer. Drops into the glove, and that is that. Nothing across here this half. 5 innings complete. We are tied 2-2. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now here is Anthony Santander.
On the mound, he had a little trouble back in the first, but it's been a different story the rest of the way. Really settled into this outing nicely.
And that one clips the corner. Movement in the bullpen. Lake Trinan looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. Scott getting loose as well.
Ball one.
In there. And so now 1-2.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
That's a strikeout. Ohtani sends him packing.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
So up next for Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. In there for strike one.
I love the fact that we've seen both Vladimir Guerrero and Vladdy Jr. win the home run derby. They're the first father-son duo to ever win it. Vladdy back in 2007 and Vladdy Jr. in 2023. Even though his dad didn't give him any advice for the event other than to go out there and hit home runs.
No ball, 2 strikes.
All tied up, and we're the top half of the 6th. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, Clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Next is the designated hitter, Will Wagner, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. In the dirt, and that's ball 1. Two down, nobody on. Puts it in the air out towards left center. And that is that. So they go quietly there. Heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 coming up. We are tied 2-2. And we're back. So now it's Freddie Freeman. And ball 1. Swings and misses. And the count 1-1. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Inside, and it's 2-2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Popped up. Clement under it. And puts the squeeze on that one. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Fought off foul. That one not close. And the count even 1-1. Bases empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch is outside.
Ball 2.
And there's a foul ball. Here's a 2-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. That one inside. 3-2 now. Got him. Picks up strikeout number 7. Will Smith steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike.
Well, an at bat can be a little bit of a dance. Strike 1 here, but a few more pitches. We'll see how it turns out.
That one out to right. Lunges, but can't make the catch. Muncy digs in. Pitch is in there, and that is strike 1. Smith, the runner at first with 2 gone. 0-2 now as he swings through it.
Man, that's just a nasty splitter. Bottom falls out of it. You don't see a lot of guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
And that's downstairs and outside. Way outside, and it's 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly, but they get the out at first, and that'll do it for the inning. So the Dodgers leave one, and this game is still tied at 2-2. Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new pitcher on the mound, Blake Trinan. In steps the man they call Captain Kirk. 1 for 2. Trinan, 36 years old, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2011. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
On the ground to third. Throw on to Freeman, and they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th. Here's the second baseman, Andres Jimenez. 0 for 2 in this one. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most. And there's the strike.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
One down, base is empty. Got him swinging. Ernie Clement getting ready to hit. First pitch misses.
Counts 1-0.
Gloves it on the dive to his knee, the throw, and that's a nice play to end the inning.
That was a great job of doing the math. He had the perfect angle, diving stop, completes the play, and that ends the inning.
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th, Jimmy Garcia.
They know that he can get a right-hander out, but he's in position to face a couple of lefties this inning.
Now here is Andy Pajes. There's the strike.
0-1.
Just missed. On the ground, right side. Fires over to Guerrero. And one away in the bottom of the 7th.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get to this one or not. Had to go a pretty good way there in the shallow right field. But then after that, it's a tough angle after you square up your shoulders to throw to first base. Not the normal position, but a really good job defensively right there.
Conforto in now. Takes ball one off the plate. Toronto's bullpen with some action. Nick Sandlin getting loose out there. Green getting cranked up as well. Next offering upstairs. High fly ball near the pole. That one is foul.
Oh, it's a really good pass of the ball right there. Just a little bit too quick. It's got to find a way, just let it travel a hair more.
Good job to fight that one off. He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Bichette makes the grab on the run.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
So 2 down now, and here is Hesung Kim. Swinging a foul straight back. There's the strike up high. 0-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. Score remains 2-2. Back here in L.A., ready to begin the 8th. And now the center fielder, Nathan Lucas. Trinan back to work. And that misses off the outside edge. Activity in the bullpen. Kirby Yates, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. Scott also getting ready. And that's downstairs. And the count now 2-0. That clips the corner. That one misses. 3-1. George Springer in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Right down to shoot, and now it's filled up 3-2. That one misses, so a leadoff walk. So a change being made at first base. Coming on to pinch run for Toronto, Jonathan Clase. George Springer next up for the Blue Jays. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boo.
The go-ahead run aboard at first. Nobody out. Right back to the mound. Could be an easy 2 to second, and it pulls the shortstop off the bag. So the go-ahead run is into scoring position. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Bo Bichette. Pitch
Ball
misses
one, no
there,
strike.
and that's ball one.
Well, this is a critical spot for both the pitcher and the hitter. You can learn a lot about a guy by how he handles these pressure situations.
So 2 balls and no strikes.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
Go ahead run at second, and we're in the top of the 8th. Right through there for a strike. That one the other way. Throw on to Freeman. First out in the top of the 8th.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a knock, but at the end of the day, it's a good at-bat.
Here comes Anthony Santander in a big spot. Got to be careful with a slugger like calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order.
Well, it doesn't get much easier with this next batter, but I totally understand going with the intentional walk in that spot. He's just too dangerous at the plate right now, and there's a base open, so it gives you options defensively to get an out.
Guerrero in the box now. Take strike one.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
That's in there, and that is strike 2.
All right, now, he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
So they're all loaded up. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Certainly a strikeout situation right there. The infield playing back, and this pitcher has to step up and get the swing and miss. Really nice job of attacking the hitter at the plate. Pretty big 2-out at bat coming up now.
And I think Dave Roberts is coming out of the dugout. Lake Trinan departs, and he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him. Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Tanner Scott. He has a great slider with tons of movement. And now the DH, Will Wagner. 0 for 3 in this one.
A little surprised we don't see a pinch hitter here with the lefty-lefty matchup.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Tough situation right here. So important as a pitcher to get ahead in the count as he did right there.
Clase, the runner at third. Springer on second. Santander on at first with 2 down. Oh, he hit him, and that brings home a run. And next for Toronto, Alejandro Kirk, 1 for 3. Fastball in for a strike, 0-1. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. Got him. Inning over, and it could have been worse.
Sometimes he wears the emotion on the sleeve, but that's okay as long as he's getting results. And right there, thrilled with the punch out to get out of a jam.
Back here at Dodger Stadium, on to the bottom of the 8th. Now at the plate, Mookie Betts. And that one just missed off the outside edge. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Jeff Hoffman up and loosening in the pen. Looking to get the tying run on base. On the inside corner for a strike.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
Cut on and missed 96 with that fastball.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
Fights that one away. Still 1-2. That's a little bit low.
That's a really good take.
And that one off the outside edge.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Tommy Edman in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Santander in pursuit. He's got it, and there's one down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Digging in is the switch inning outfielder, Tommy Edman. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Check swing, and he went. It's strike one on Edman. Outside with a breaking ball. Holding on to a 1-run lead here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Next pitch, not close, up high. And a swing and a miss there.
Well, at that velocity, if that's all you're seeing, 88, you can handle that all day long. That's what you get in batting practice. But off the velocity of the fastball, that is a very...
Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out. Here comes the manager out of the Blue Jays dugout, and he will make a move to the pen. Jimmy Garcia will depart, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute. New pitcher now for the Jays, Brendan Little.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Here is Freddie Freeman, known for his late inning heroics. Just missed. Lefty continues to work, but the closer getting loose in the bullpen. Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. And downstairs. 2-2 now. And a curve misses outside.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Popped up left side. Clement under this one. And he makes the catch. And that will end the inning. Offense held in check there through 8 full. It's the Blue Jays 3 and the Dodgers 2. Back here at Chavez Ravine. Now it's the second baseman, Andres Jimenez. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Nope, that's inside.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Fouled off to the right. Check swing, called strike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
In the air, left field. Hernandez ranging after it. And out number 1 on the grab. Now the third baseman, Ernie Clement. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Swing and a grounder foul first base side. One-run game here in the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss. Struck him out of the slider, and there's 2 gone.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good 2-strike pitch right there. At worst case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
And now for the Jays, Jonathan Clase entered the game as a pinch runner. First plate appearance for him here. Fastball for a strike.
Not looking like they'll be adding any insurance runs heading to the bottom of the 9th, so it's going to be on the bullpen to hold this lead.
Ball 1.
That misses, and it's 2-1.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
And it's fouled away. Here's a swing and a line drive and a base hit into right field. So now back to the top of the order.
Everything came together for him. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
And now George Springer. And there's a strike. Good heater at 98.
He's a master at hitting fastballs. You need to be careful with location if you're going to throw them.
Next offering is fouled back. Oh, and 2 now. And there's a ball. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the 9th. And they'll do it again. Two outs. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Step off throw to first. Clase dives back in safely. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And that one goes straight to the backstop. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
Heads up base running right there.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that's off the inside edge. And now it's 3-2. Bo Bichette on deck for the Blue Jays. Payoff pitch. So now 2 on and 2 outs. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Tanner Scott gives way, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this. Michael Grove will take over here.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep them within striking distance.
First and second, 2 outs. Bichette will hit next. That's outside.
That's a ball.
And it's 1-0. Clase, the lead runner at second. Springer at first, 2 out of the inning. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And it drops in. The run comes in from second, and they lead by 2.
Well done. Drives in the run. Good job getting the foot down so he could catch it out front and pull it. Turned on it nicely for the knock.
So 2 on with 2 away. Anthony Santander next up for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That one carrying. And it is gone. And they boost their lead. It's 7-2. 2 pitches, 2 swings. That one for a home run.
Looking to be aggressive all the way, and it paid off for him in a big way. When a guy's got a real hard fastball, you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
2 outs, nobody on. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. digs in now. Right through there for a strike. Four runs already in the frame here at the top of the 9th. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And that's that. But 4 runs score in the inning. 3 coming right here on the 3-run homer. It's 7-2. Back now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the 9th. Nick Sandlin.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Teoscar Hernandez now at the plate. Swing and a line drive. That's a base hit into right field. And the leadoff man aboard. Here's the catcher to hit, Will Smith. Just missed. Runner at first with no outs here. Swing and a miss. And the count even at 1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Now 1
Ball
missed.
2.
Next offering way off the plate. Now a screamer into the outfield. That's a hit. And now 2 aboard.
A late jump, and I think that was the difference on the play, Boog. It's not always easy seeing the ball off the bat. Something to improve.
Here's Max Muncy. That's off the mark. Ball 1.
1-0.
He's trying to stay away from this lefty, knowing that a lot of left-handers like the ball down and in.
First and second here, no outs.
Ball, that's out.
Swing and a miss. And that's strike 2.
Count.
Lifted in the air, right field. Springer there makes the catch. Runner tags at second. And the throw's offline, safe at third. And next for LA, Andy Pajes. First pitch just misses. Right through there for a strike. Check swing called strike. And a count 1-2. And that one missing low.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now only 1 out remaining.
That's that classic wipeout slider below the zone right there. Just nasty. Looks like a fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Conforto in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit, and not an easy one to throw either.
Next offering upstairs. Runners on first and third, 2 away. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. That's inside.
It's a big opportunity right here, but I love the way he's slowing the game down. He's shrinking his zone, making sure he gets the pitch that he wants to hit.
The 2-1. Smash to the left side, and that is the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better, makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
7-2 your final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.